Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very powerful, very exciting week of March 10th. We have a lot going on this week. First and foremost, we are going to be working with the vibration of the 11-2 for this week, which is a really beautiful energy, but it can come with its own challenges, but those challenges serve a purpose, and we're going to talk about that. Then we're also going to have a full moon lunar eclipse on the 13th or the 14th, depending on where you live in the world. It's starting on the 13th in the US, and then it's going to reach its peak on the 14th. Anyway, now, for that full moon lunar eclipse, we're going to be working with the vibration of the 17-8. A very, very beautiful energy for this eclipse. Truly, truly magical. That really can have the potential for collectively bringing good fortune, rewards, travel opportunities, opportunities for assistance. I mean, it's such a beautiful energy. This eclipse, for the vibration of the 17-8 in tarot, is depicted by the star card. So, I mean, this is such a beautiful, wishes coming true type of energy. Now, because it's an eclipse, it'll occur over the course of, it'll likely unfold over the course of the next 6 months to a year. So we likely won't see everything right away at the time of this eclipse, but we might have a really good indication of what's to come, what's to unfold. So really, truly beautiful energy there. We'll come back to that and talk briefly about it. But I want to go back to the vibration of the 11-2 that is going to be pretty much the energy that we're going to be focused on this week. Now, the 11-2 is a master number. So when it comes in a cycle, it comes with its own set of challenges. But those challenges are really pushing us further, pushing us beyond the envelope, pushing us to see what we couldn't see before, and that can potentially open us up to greater alignment. And because it's the 2 energy, greater balance, greater harmony within our own lives. It is going to require us to make decisions. It's going to require us to be decisive and to make decisions in the direction that will help us to achieve our goals and to move us in the direction that we want to be moving in. With the 11-2, really what the focus is, because it's the vibration of the inspirational leader, it wants to get us aligned with our own inspirational leadership for our own lives. And in order to do that, we have to be willing to do some revisions, also to do some reflecting and some deeper contemplation to see, what does our life look like in this moment? Where is the majority of our energy invested? Who do we surround ourselves with? What are the decisions that we make, and why do we make those decisions? So this is a great week for journaling, for, again, greater self-reflection, going deeper to truly understand this about ourselves. And it's those answers through that reflection that will allow us to understand where those revisions need to be made. So let's just say we sit down and we start journaling about, again, where is it that we spend the bulk of our energy? What are we most loyal to? What are we most dedicated to? And for a lot of people, that's going to fall in the form of your career, where you spend most of your time each day. And if you're retired or you don't have to work, that could look very different. But no matter how it looks, the 11-2 wants us to be sure that where we spend the majority of our energy, where we spend the majority of our life force, feels good, that it lights us up, that it fills us up, that we feel in purpose, that we feel aligned with our destiny, with what makes us, again, feel good, what allows us to be able to contribute our gifts in a way that feels good, that brings us joy, that feels aligned. And, sometimes we have to do what we have to do until we can do what we want to do. We understand this. And this energy isn't saying throw everything out, uproot your entire life to, live as a starving artist until you make it big. It's not saying that. It's saying we always have the choice in how we spend our energy, how we, what we invest in, how we participate. And if we don't like the results that we're getting, if they leave us feeling depleted, then we are meant to shift gears. And sometimes that shifting of gears can take years. It doesn't have to be an overnight thing. But this week, you will likely start to see where it is that you're out of balance. Where is it that you're investing your time, your energy, who you're surrounding yourself with, in situations that deplete you, that aren't serving you, that aren't serving others in a way that is inspiring for you. And through that process, you can start to make decisions and make choices and take actions that will start to move you in the direction that does inspire you, that does fill you up. So in other words, again, if you do this deeper reflection this week, and I don't even necessarily know that you have to get motivated to do this deeper reflection. This is what I mean when I say challenges could come in this week. Those challenges are going to show you where it is that you're out of balance, where it is that you're out of alignment, where you're not stepping into purpose, where you're not aligned with your destiny, where you're doing things that deplete you, that leave you feeling drained and frustrated and listless or depressed, or where it is that you're surrounding yourself with people who take advantage of you, people who don't see your value, people who don't see you who for who you are and don't appreciate you for who you are. Right? Those challenges are going to come up this week to really make it clear where you're investing your energy that's not serving you. And it's through that deeper understanding or that deeper awareness that you're able to start to make some adjustments. You're going to be able to start making different decisions that move you in a different direction. You're going to be able to surround yourself with people who do light you up, who have similar interests, who have similar values, who see you, who support you, who encourage you, who are not in competition with you, who celebrate who you are for who you are. And if you're showing up to relationships that are toxic, that are, again, depleting you, taking advantage of you, don't see you for who you are, want to try to change you, all of the things, then this week, especially with this eclipse, will help you to start making those different decisions, will help you to start maybe having the conversations that are needed in order to express yourself, in order to let others know what you need and what you're looking for. And they can choose to either meet you there or not meet you there. Sometimes we can only see the potential in people, but we're not meeting them where they're at. And so we're not truly celebrating them for who they are. We're celebrating them for their potential of who they could be. And that's just putting expectations on people that they may or may not be able to get to. So if we're surrounding ourselves with people who only see our potential, we're never going to feel like we're enough. We're never going to be able to live up to that potential, or at least not right away. And it's through those conversations that we can start to see who truly sees us for who we are, who appreciates us, who celebrates us for who we are, and who doesn't. And with this 11-2 energy, the people who don't, the people who are constantly meeting you with expectations or conditions, the people who are constantly judging you or, comparing you or competing against you, that's a draining type of energy. That's going to deplete you. And the 11-2 will likely confront you with that this week and show you who those people are in your life. And it doesn't mean that you have to block them or exclude them or anything like that. It just means have the conversation. And if the conversation doesn't get you anywhere, then it's up to you to start, maybe removing yourself from that situation if need be, or choosing to spend less time with those individuals until they can start, meeting you there and seeing you for, again, who you are and appreciating that. If it has to do with a job, this could be a time where you start to really see how drained you are, how detrimental that environment has been to your well-being. And this could be the week that something blows up, something really comes to, your focused attention so that you can clearly see something needs to change. And then you can start to make the decisions and the steps that will help you to change the environment, change the situation. And that might mean applying for other jobs, taking a risk, taking that leap of faith in the direction that is more aligned for you. And again, does this mean this is going to all happen overnight? No. This is a course of a greater storyline because this eclipse is here for sure, but also because these are life changes that will take time to implement and will take time to, foster and grow. And so, be patient with yourself. Don't expect immediate results. Don't expect to, I would say don't force things. Take your time. This is a beautiful time for exploration. This is a beautiful time for figuring out what is working, what's not working. Release what's not working, right? Take your time in that process and move more surely towards the things that are working, but that feel good, right? Truly, this comes down to recognizing your worth, recognizing, what you have to bring to the table. And if that worth isn't being seen or appreciated or reciprocated, then it's time to move in a different direction because you're only going to feel depleted. So at the core of the 11-2 energy is this asking of, does this inspire me? If it does inspire you, leaves you feeling good, leaves you feeling fulfilled, all of these things, then it's a yes. And we continue to move in that direction. We continue to hopefully incorporate more of whatever this is into our lives. If it's a no, and we find that we're actually really depleted and we don't feel good after the exchange or in that environment, then this is the perfect week. With a lunar eclipse, this is the perfect week to start to make the decisions and the choices and take the actions that will move you in a better direction. And so obviously, in order to bring greater balance into your life, there's going to have to be some releasing of what is not working, some releasing of what is holding you back or holding you down. This can also be about belief systems, our own personal belief systems. If we have, poor beliefs about ourselves or our capabilities, we're lacking confidence, we have a lot of insecurities that we're not willing to face or deal with, all of these things, this 11-2 can bring that into focus. And we're going to have to face it. We're going to have to deal with it and then work towards incorporating better belief systems about ourselves. So this is a journey. This is not a sprint. Truly, when we're talking about this energy, it is really helping us to get further aligned with the truth of who we are. And the truth of who we are will always feel good. It'll come with challenges. It will come with obstacles, right? It doesn't come easy, but it will feel good, even through the process, because we're able to then incorporate things that feel good. We're then able to surround ourselves with people who, meet us with that reciprocity, that are capable of showing up in an equal exchange of energy. But at the core of it, it comes back to us. We have to make the decisions in order to fill our space, fill our experience, fill our story with what feels good, with what lights us up, with what fulfills us. And we have to have the courage and the confidence to be able to say no to what takes that inspiration away. Because if something is taking our inspiration away, because remember, inspiration is being in spirit. It's being truly aligned with the core of who you are, soul level. And so if we're in situations that take our inspiration away and that dampen our spirit, then it's our job and our responsibility to start moving into a direction that will alleviate that will lift that cloud, right? And sometimes those are difficult decisions because, again, sometimes it means removing ourselves from situations that are not serving us. And that process alone can be, there can be grief in that. because sometimes it includes family, removing yourself from family situations that aren't easy to remove yourself from. So there's a lot that goes into this, but it's a really beautiful energy for finding greater balance this week, finding greater harmony, doing what lights you up, what fills you up, what feels good, and surrounding yourself with the people who can help you to do that. The other thing I will say about this week is, of course, about this eclipse. Again, beautiful, harmonious energies with this eclipse. Now, there will likely be, like I said, challenges because we're also working with that 11-2 energy this week. But this eclipse, this 17-8 energy is just so benefic. It's so beautiful, especially when it comes to like very practical things, very like material things, organization, health, feeling good in our bodies, feeling good in this human experience, and seeing the rewards of those efforts. So again, with this 17-8, that is really going to be concentrated towards the end of the week at the time of this eclipse, very fortunate vibration where you could see a lot of assistance come in at this time. You could see money, gifts, advancements of some sort, some kind of promotion as possible. You could see that if you are doing some kind of business or have some kind of public affair, that could turn out to be wildly successful, very profitable. Now remember, this is an eclipse, and so it's going to take about 6 months to really truly unfold. Could even take longer than that, depending on your storyline. But whatever you start this week, if it inspires you, if it feels aligned, let me just tell you, you are getting a kiss and a half from the universe that it's very likely that it will be successful, that it will bring you, it will fulfill your greatest hopes and desires and wishes, as you continue along this storyline. With this 17-8, everything we touch, we become the star of that energy. We become sort of the focus in our own experience. And this applies to everyone, right? In our own experience, we become the star of the show. And we're reminded of that. So again, this could be a time where everything you touch turns to gold throughout the course of the next 6 months to a year. So, it's how we choose to work with this energy, of course, that makes a difference. If we hold ourselves back, then of course we're not going to see the results. But if we take the risk, if we go after where, our heart lies, if we do what inspires us, if we surround ourselves with inspiring people, all of the things, we're going to see those rewards because the seeds that we're planting are roses, right? They're just geraniums. They're beautiful flowers with a beautiful scent and beautiful aroma, right? So such an incredibly beautiful energy here. We have to do the work, like we have to show up, we have to put in the effort, but this is definitely a partnership with the universe, this energy at this eclipse. And then we've got the powerful 11-2 that is pushing us to say yes to what inspires us and no to what takes our inspiration away. This is not an energy that aims to leave us feeling defeated, that aims to leave us feeling stuck. This is such a beautiful energy for helping us to feel in purpose and to achieve what our hearts desire. Such a beautiful energy in that sense. Really, really, truly benefic. I would say during this eclipse, for sure, try to keep a positive attitude and keep your hopes alive because that's what's going to be rewarded. If we're cynical, if we're pessimistic, if we're like, nothing good ever happens to me, it's always the worst and blah, then we're going to see that. We always attract we can always find what we're looking for. Let's put it that way. So if we're constantly negative, if we're constantly cynical, if we think everything bad happens to us all the time, nothing works out, guess what we're going to see? Right? There could be a million things working out in our favor, but we're not going to see that because we're so focused on the negative. And so this isn't about like spiritual bypassing or toxic positivity. This is about looking for the positive because you'll find it. You will find what you are looking for. And a lot of times when we're looking for the negative, we can manipulate that situation or justify that situation to see what we are looking for. And this is a lot of times why we see relationships fall apart because we're looking for the negative. We're looking for the reasons to be mistrustful, blah, blah, blah. So for this energy, the more that you can look for the positive, the more that you can look, be grateful, show that gratitude, you will see it. You will see these beautiful things come through for you. Now, the other thing I would say is with this energy, it definitely puts the wind back in our sails, or has the potential to. It has the opportunity to, bring back that hope, and to, again, help us to find the people who celebrate us for who we are, who see us for who we are, shortcomings and all, limitations and all. And again, those are the people we want to surround ourselves with, because those are the people who are going to uplift, empower, and inspire us through their own actions. Not doing it for us, but through their own actions. So such a beautiful energy. And the thing I want to close with is just a reminder that when we are in spirit, when we are doing what lights us up, when we are feeling fulfilled, by default, just by our vibration and our energy, we inspire others. So it's not about influence. There's so much about influencers, that we hear about. And really influencing is it's a manipulative tactic. It's about manipulating another person to follow, to like, to buy, to whatever. And if we're in spirit and we are doing what, feels in purpose and what lights us up, and we're showing up in that way, we don't have to force anything. Like, we don't have to manipulate anyone to show up, to buy, to, follow, to like, blah, blah, blah. They'll find you. Your people will find you. And it will feel so much better and so much more authentic. And it's not something you have to fight for or force or struggle with. It's something that just comes naturally. So I just want to leave you with that if you're having to manipulate or scheme or force or anything like that to get clients, keep a partner, to whatever it might be, make sales, then you're really out of alignment with your true essence of who you are. And more than likely, you're not truly fulfilled, right? And you'll likely have to continue to struggle to maintain whatever it is that you've been working to get. And so this energy, again, helps to put us into spirit, helps us put us into a sense of purpose that not only we can feel really good about, but being in that vibration, just being in that vibration, empowers, inspires, uplifts others by leading by example. So it's such a beautiful energy this week. I hope it touches you all. I hope you feel it all. And I really hope that it impacts you in a way that helps you to move in a direction that feels really, really good. Do I think it's going to come with challenges? Yeah. Because sometimes we have to be confronted with what's holding us back or keeping us stuck. And it's that confrontation that doesn't feel good. But once we get past that, like once we have that level of awareness and we see where it is that we're tripping ourselves up, or we see where it is that we're, engaging in things that aren't good for us, then we can make the difference. We can make the changes. And then it starts to flow and it starts to feel really good. So that good feeling, the wish is coming true, that's all coming. But we have to kind of move through the hurdles first. So I wish you all a beautiful eclipse. I hope it's a wonderful week for every single one of you. And I hope all your wishes come true. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.